Hi, welcome back to All About the Alternative. One of my alternatives to this channel is talking about social media concepts, basically what creators are doing out there to generate what their channel is all about. And this one here, I've seen so many YouTubers coming out with this, and it's become kind of a, well, why do they need it? So this one is about courses on how to do the whatever platform you're using, and it could be any of them. It could be YouTube, could be TikTok, could be Rumble, could be X, could be any of them, and they all want to sell it to you so that you do what they do. Do you need it? Let's talk about it. I'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. So if you're new to my channel, one of the things I do with my channel here is, of course, doing these social media concepts. It's been another format that I've used on my channel here to do the commentary that I actually wanted to do way back when, but I really decided that instead of doing commentary, I don't want to name the creators that I'm talking about, and it's basically this is my way of just bringing up some social media concepts that are out there, and I want to share with you a couple of views on it, and hopefully, you either share my view, maybe don't share my view, and it's something you can probably, you can share in the comments what you think of that, or if you agree or whatever. So you can do that. But the thing is, this one here is about making courses on YouTube. Do you need a course on how to do the exact same thing? Now, for most people, they're watching videos because they just enjoy watching whatever social media platform they're watching. So, they X and Rumble and YouTube and TikTok, or some of the others that are out there that you can actually watch. Just you can sign up and have an account and watch the different things, and you can comment on them. You can share it with other people. You can do likes. You can and do different things. Whether you watch a person's whole video or you watch just a piece of it, usually most creators, once they actually achieve getting certain goals for those platforms, then they actually start making money. And so the more videos they put out, the more people that watch, the more money they make. And that's really all that is the main point of doing YouTube. In most cases, what somebody has to do to start doing YouTube, all they really have to do is have some sort of recording device. Way back when I started, and I know I've told this story many times, but if you're new to my channel, I'm just going to give this again. 19 years ago, from September of 2006, I started up this channel, and I started putting out videos, and I was doing what everybody else does and just sharing videos about other media that you're watching. And of course, that for me, that was fame on this channel. I had other media that I was putting out on another channel that I was doing as well. And of course, over time, this channel got seen by a lot of people, and of course, fame is a big thing. So of course, I got more and more subscribers, and I got more and more watch hours, but no one was paying for anything back then. All you could put up back then was 100 gigabytes or 10 minutes of video. After that, you had to pay to add whatever it is. So if you wanted to put an hour-long program up, you had to actually pay for the ability to put all that up. So of course, most people weren't going to do that, and probably they did. They had some people that paid for it and did that so they could put out things that extra or whatever. But no one was making money at YouTube back 20 years ago when YouTube actually started. It was just a sharing, video sharing device that everyone shared different things. Maybe they were making their own videos at that time too, and they were just sharing whatever they were sharing, and they wanted to, no one was doing live shows or anything, I think, either then. I know there was no live shows back then. But today, now you have live shows, you have, hour-long videos, and you've got like 8-hour videos of some cases, or some people that put out 8-hour-long videos of watching flowers go by and watching raindrops and stuff like that. And some of those are, they've done so many hours. YouTube only allows so many hours per video anyway, so after that point they wouldn't allow that video. But it takes a long time to actually put those videos up on YouTube too, by the way. So if you have your 5-minute video, it takes a very short time to to be processed on YouTube's platform, whereas if you do several hours, it may take them a much longer time frame to allow a video like that to go up. That's how it basically is done, because YouTube has to go through it. It checks everything you've done. It checks what the ad suitability is, if you're actually monetized. Now, to get monetized, most people either have, well, it was up until not too long ago, it was 1,000 subscribers and it was 4,000 watch hours in order to do regular videos, in order to get paid to do those videos. So you started putting out your videos, and you generate maybe even a daily video, and you do all that. And then you start getting start getting people watching your videos. You tell other people about it. You tell and you advertise yourself to other people that you know, so that they're going to subscribe to you. And the more subscribers you get, of course, the quicker you get the opportunity to get monetized. I had no idea about any of that back until a few years ago. That I was still watching YouTube even, but I wasn't paying attention to the whole getting paid with YouTube because I didn't have time for it. I was really busy with other stuff. I was busy with other work and that I didn't have time to really even spend on this, so I wasn't doing it. I just had my channel, sat dormant, and was collecting subscribers and collecting watch hours, and I was just lucky to have this channel at that point already ready to go when I sat down and decided, hey, I've got stuff I want to share, so I'm ready to do that. And I gave myself a start date, and I started that date, and I should have done it almost right away. I had the ability to have applied for monetization back then, and I should have done it. I honestly should have done it, but I didn't know, So I waited a couple weeks in before I applied for monetization, and with 1 week I had it, because I already had the watch hours, I already had the subscribers, so I was good to go. Once you have whatever minimum amount of subscribers you need, that's all you need. Maintain that amount of subscribers. So today now I think it's 500. So if you maintain your 500 subscribers, and you keep growing subscribers because you want more people to watch your videos, of course, but once you've hit that threshold, make sure you keep that threshold so you keep your monetization. And then of course you also have watch hours, so you continue to make videos, but everything you've made prior to making those new videos or getting the monetization, all those videos still get watched, and as they get watched, the watch hours get accumulated from those videos. And if you have once you start up a channel, now everybody who has an account actually has the ability to have a channel, and that's one thing that I think gets overlooked, is the fact that as soon as you've signed up for an account, you can do one of two things. You can create a channel based on the name it gives you as a little code. Some people have done that. Some people have put their name in there, the full name, or just a part of their name, and give themselves a nickname of some kind, and that's what they put on their channel. And some people do what I did, and I gave my channel an actual title, which envelopes a lot of things that I do. But once you have all of that, go into your settings, go into where it shows live streaming, and you should click on that first and let it do its thing, because it will say it needs 24 hours before you're allowed to go live. Doesn't matter if you actually plan on going live in the 24 hours later, or you want to wait a week, you want to wait a month, you're waiting a year to do it. It's ready to go when you're ready to go at that point. You actually need 0 subscribers to do that. If you're doing it through your phone, iPhone or Android, or whatever platform you're using from like a tablet or something like that, you do actually need to have 50 subscribers before you can do it in that platform or in that media way. But if you're just doing it through your computer and you're doing it through a camera on your computer, you need 0. That's exactly how many subscribers you need to do it. And then you can go daily and or whenever you want to go as go live and just have a conversation with your camera if you'd like, and slowly you will gain subscribers and more people will know about you and more people will share who you are, and eventually you'll just grow a channel. And the basis of it is that's how you grow a channel, and that's all you really need. I just told you how to do streaming. That's how I just told you how to do your basic live streaming your channel. And that's exactly what that's all you needed to know, really. For the rest of it, once you've started up your channel and decided what your basis of what you're doing with your channel, and all you want to do is talk to your channel and tell a story, that's all you have to do. Just need a phone. That's all you need. Your basis of the phone that you have on an everyday basis you can use. I use my regular cell phone, but I also use another cell phone that's an old cell phone that has more memory on it, and every now and then I will use that to record because I want to record a longer video, and if I'm doing something else. I also have a regular camera as well that I purchased, and you don't need any of that. You don't need to purchase anything. You don't need to purchase a course either, by the way, and that is exactly it. I don't know where these guys get this idea that you can do basically a course. They're offering you a course on how to do the thing you're basically already doing. The moment you actually sign up and make an account and have your own channel, that's all you need. Just sit down in front of a camera and give a story, or go on an adventure and show the adventure you've done, or whatever it is you want to do. There are different things, people call them niches, that you can actually say, okay, this is what I'm going to make the channel all about. But in the very beginning, don't niche down, because you don't know what's going to catch or what's going to be the big thing for your channel. So hang on to a little bit, let that go, and just do your thing. Show where you live, not where you live, don't show that, but I mean, if you want to show something in your area of where you live, you know, go to a park or something, and you know, film some scenery and tell your story on the scenery where you're at the scenery that you're doing your video on. You can do any of that. Doing a course in it, well, think about this. You just started up your channel. You're not making any money yet, and you basically have nothing to go on yet. And you know, if you're making 0 money, you don't spend any money to do that. I mean, I'm lucky, I guess, in a way. I do remember when I was in high school, and we're talking like 30-something years ago, I did take a course in computer graphics. And so it's actually come to mind to help me out doing some of my thumbnail stuff. But, or even some of the other stuff that I've kind of worked on and know where I want to place things and how I want to look or whatever. Some of that I have kept into account. I also took drama, I took music, I took, you know, I took food courses, I took all kinds of stuff that I took that have probably fed into everything. And probably 35 years ago, or whatever related to that, I probably would never have thought of it. But here we are now, and things I said years, or people have said to me, well, I'm taking this course, I have no idea how I'm going to ever use it in my life. And then it becomes, well, look at this. I'm actually using something I learned way back when. And people do that all the time. They go to courses in high school. They take things in university and college, and they eventually take one piece of whatever it is that they learned and go, hey, I want to do more with that. Even doctors and lawyers can say that they do that, because doctors, of course, they have general practices, but they also have maybe a special area that they actually have a very specific interest in, whether they wind up actually doing it specialized or not. Usually they take a fondness to something, and in some cases lawyers do that too. And there's many other professions that do that, where there's something specific that they actually have, that they have an interest in. And I think I did that a lot, because in the college course I took, a piece of that, and it's formed into part of what I do with a lot of my jobs that I do today. So I always consider that to be part of something as well. So it didn't get lost on it. And it's not to say you can't take a course in something, but why are you going to take a course in something that you can learn basically for free? And the biggest thing, the most important thing to remember, is that most of these platforms to do videos, to do content, is play and learn. It is all just play and learn. You make a video, you didn't like how you made the video, retake it, do it again, and maybe eventually what you'll wind up doing is doing some editing, and you'll take a piece from the moment you did a moment ago, and then you'll splice in something else, and then you'll want to do some B-roll and add in some extra stuff. You just want to add in some pictures and stuff like that, and you see that happening on my videos quite often. So I do that all the time. I actually have all kinds of pictures that I find in places, and and I'm very fond of using the media that I have available to me to find some of the pictures that I have, because I may not have every picture that I have of what I'm talking about, and of course I will do the research to find out what it is I'm talking about, sometimes to find blurbs about something that I've been trying to talk about, especially when I'm doing those outburst game ones. I'm looking up what it's all about, and I'm not just doing, hey, this is the card, I'm reading the card. I do a little extra, a little bit background and a little history about what the thing is I'm talking about. So I do those pictures, I do all that stuff, and the very basis for me was starting when I was really young and was in public school. Gadget Girl started forming, or Gadget Lady started forming around then. Probably Gadget Girl back then. But anyway, it started forming at that time because someone opened up a computer. It was a Commodore 64. And they opened it up and showed us all the parts inside of it. This is what I can remember basically being the basis of my start for this. I think the gadget thing sort of started rolling around at that time. Because that fascinated me, seeing all these parts and stuff. And of course I didn't go on to become a I did actually work at one point with setting up computers, but that still wasn't what I was doing full time or anything. It was just something I did as a side thing, and something that became of an interest. So of course I had fun with that, and all the accumulation of little gadgets and little things and all the rechargeables and all that stuff is what you're seeing on my channel here. And of course that's just basically what I've done. And the rest of it, when I said I'm doing, I used to be fascinated with cameras. I used to be behind the camera all the time taking pictures. I have lots and lots of pictures that I used to take whenever I was somewhere. But I was always the one behind the camera, not in front of it. Even when I would take a lot of stuff, and I'd take video of something or whatever. I'm not in a lot of those videos because I was the one behind the camera. So I kind of wish I'd had a moment to kind of step out and be in front of the camera too. But I guess at that time it was just that's what I did. So anyway. But as time rolled on, of course, I was doing a little bit more, and I said, you know what, I have the experience of some things, I have these gadgets, I have all these alternatives that I could, came up with my channel. We rolled around an idea and said, you know what, I could name my channel anything at that point, and I could call it Gadget Lady, I could call it, whatever. or just give it my name or whatever. I could have done that too, and it would have been interesting for that too, because then it blankets everything. I could do anything with my channel at that time. But we rolled around the idea of all about the alternative, because I decided that my channel was going to be a smorgasbord of all of that. So I didn't niche down. I'm just trying to get to, at that point, this channel just didn't niche down because of that. It's about the alternatives that blankets everything, and it came about to be that way. So I guess if that makes sense, let's get on with the rest of it. Is this idea of a course? And I've seen lots and lots of YouTubers that are, or any other platform, that are saying, hey, I can do this, and if you buy my course, I'll teach you how to do it too. And that would be, if you were the only one out there doing this thing, that would make sense to me, that you would be able to put out a course for it. But who's to say that you're going to put out a course for something, and then someone else isn't going to take that idea of this course and go sell it now to other people again, right? So just taking what you've done, and so obviously, I mean, you're only going to charge once for the course, I'm imagining. And then I saw something else that a couple of creators that have this idea of having a course out there did. They mentioned as well in the same area, within the same video or another video that they did, a piece of content that they did, where they suggested that everything they do, they ask Grock about, or they ask ChatGPT about, or because every question they have, or they go to Google. And I use Google too. Don't get me wrong, I use Google too. I'm not saying for the average person who uses those platforms to ask a question, to find out information. Be careful what you're asking. But you're taking a course from somebody whose advice they're getting is from the computer anyway. So you can get that information yourself. And it's all here. I mean, especially on YouTube. Just have to do a little, go on the search bar and say, how do I do this? Somebody out there has got it. Somebody out there has information on how to do the thing you want to do, including apparently what I had my last video about, which I'm not going to repeat. But yeah, there's a video out there for everything you want to do. So, I mean, what do you need a course on it for? Do you need a course for it? Again, you're paying for something that you haven't made any money at yet. So be careful of that. Be wary of it. Be honestly wary of it, that you've now paid for something for somebody else to make money that you haven't made a dime at yet. Stephen King wrote a little blurb, but I've often gone back to this so many times in anything that I've done, many things that I've done. It's a Stephen King quote, and an agent, forget it for now. Agents get 10% of monies earned from their clients. 10% of nothing is nothing. And basically goes on to say that agents have to pay for everything. They have to pay for the rent and all that stuff. Beginning writers don't contribute to any of that. No, actually, neither does a new YouTuber. You don't contribute anything to YouTube until you've made some money, until you've made your goal of your 1,000 or 500 subscribers, or 3,000 or 4,000 watch hours that you've achieved, and then you're making them, and then you're making some money. Actually, you're making YouTube money already in that case, because they put ads out on every video out there, no matter whether you're monetized or not. And also, if you're doing lives, whether you choose to do whether you choose to monetize your video or not, I've seen sometimes where they put out ads no matter whether or not you say you're monetizing the video or not. So just be, you might as well be monetized for your video when you put out a live video, because they're going to put ads out there no matter what during your live. So that's just the case. It depends on what platform you're using to watch it on, and what your settings are to watch it on. So that's just the case there too. But as far as how to do it and where to do it, someone on YouTube's already got those answers. And if it's not on YouTube, it's probably on one of the other platforms. So you can find it anywhere, and you watch them, or you're gonna learn about it somewhere. I don't know what you need to pay a course for with these creators that are creating courses on how to do the thing you're already doing, or can learn from yourself to do. It's all, like I said, play and learn. Take a video, and then when you get time, so you just want to make a video. The first time, make a video. You talk to your camera about experience, or tell your life story, and tell your life story, and make it as fantastic as you want it to make it. Embellish something if you really have to. This is, I'm talking about the first time you're making a video. And talk about anything. Talk about what you'd like to talk about, and tell the world about. Then save your video, and then put it out on YouTube or on whatever platform you want to place it on. And it gives a first impression. It gives a little bit about you, and then YouTube may or may not put you out to the algorithm. Unfortunately, in some cases, your video might see one person, it might see 1,000 people. There's no guarantee on whether or not your video is going to be seen. But keep in mind too that you've made that video. It may not get seen until a month later. And I've had videos like that too. Yes, we're going to put the video out and only 10 people have seen it in the first 48 hours. And then, slowly, somebody's looking up something about some information about what you're putting out there and asking for advice on something, or they just have an interest in something, or YouTube just happens to put it out as the next video for someone to watch on their, as they're watching something that's, oh, here's a nice video you might want to watch. And then somebody shares it, somebody goes on another platform, maybe they're on Facebook or somewhere else, and they say, hey, I saw this person, I saw this information about something, and it gets shared. One of my videos, one of my most lucrative videos right now, is actually just something somebody shared, and it's constantly being seen now, and a few of my other videos are slowly taking off. It may not happen the day you put out the video, but it might happen in a much later time frame, and then it becomes more. So then, of course, that's where your watch hours start forming. Go on some lives, create some lives. Every watch hour you get from your lives contributes to those watch hours too, and you get more. You get more and more and more. You don't need a course on it to do that. I can't stress that part, I'm sorry, but there's no course that you need to do any of that. Okay, so you got yourself a camera, and so I mean, I went out that year that I started and saying, okay, well, what I wanted for Christmas, Hanukkah kind of gift, and was also my birthday, was to get a camera. And so I planned very hard for it, and I looked and looked and looked for what camera I wanted to do what I wanted to do for my channel, and that's what I got. But I didn't need to do that. In reality, I really didn't even, I thought that's what I needed, and it's been very helpful for me. I've done lots with it. But I didn't need to have a camera to do what I do. All I really needed was, as I said, was a phone. That's all you need. A phone that has a camera ability to make a video, and you can, record yourself in your talking in that. The next thing you might want to do for yourself is get a selfie stick and something to put your camera on. And I have this one that basically just has a selfie stick like this one. It's a nice, good size one. It actually extends quite high. I can go up to 8 feet with this thing. And you just go out and have a good walk and talk to your camera and just do your thing. Or you can film both ways. The reality is, somebody says you can only film looking at the camera lens, and you can actually do it just looking at the selfie part as well. Probably for the first time, I would suggest go and look at the selfie part, so you're seeing what you're talking about and seeing how you're doing. The next time, go out and do it with the one on your camera. You can do it that way, and just practice and practice and practice, and practice some more and see how it goes. If you can do it live and you have the ability to do that on your phone, try that out too and see how that goes. And you might find you're quite got lots to do with that, and you can do lots more. And so that's one of the big things. I mean, that's all you really need. And then you need some kind of software. In the end, after you've done all of that, even after you've started publishing just the video as is. For the first few times, publish the video as is. You'll see on mine, I tried to do that in the beginning too. I didn't have any thumbnails and all of that started either, because I wasn't sure what I wanted to use for it. I didn't know what to use for it, and like I said, although I did computer graphics in high school, software wasn't the same thing as what it is now. And so I did come up with a couple of things. Now I use Microsoft ClipChamp, which is all free, and Microsoft Designer, and I use those two pretty regularly to make my videos, to do my B-roll, and to put everything together. And I even use it to make my thumbnails. I learned, of course, when I was first thinking about doing thumbnails, I was actually doing it myself through, well, I just took a snapshot of the video I was doing, and I was using that for the thumbnail in the beginning. And then after that I started doing it through Microsoft Office. I was actually making my own signs and videos, thumbnails that way. And then I found out that I could actually make my thumbnails right on the program with ClipChamp directly. So I started doing them with that, and that is part of my my starting thing. As you see, most of the time my thumbnail is part of my my title page. So I just do that. I just make my title page, and then I do that as my thumbnail. Sometimes a little bit different than what is actually on the title page, but I try to connect the two up. And as far as titles go, you can either put the title on that thumbnail, or you can put a different caption on the thumbnail than your actual name of the video. But they should meet up at some point to being about the same thing, of course. You know, that's basically what you need to do. So keep that in mind, and then you go from there. I mean, there are programs out there. There's some websites out there that can actually help you make titles if you want. But if you've got a catchy title that you've come up with, put it on there first and try it out. You might find that that's actually going to be witty enough and good enough for you, and that's all it needs to be. And then, of course, like I said, I took Microsoft ClipChamp and I started using that to put all my pictures on, anything I wanted to add, anything of my of all those things. So I do all of that. So I, you know, keeping on top of all of that, and you know, if you want to have some sponsorships or something like that, those will come later on, I guess. Be wary of them though, because in my case, of course, I got caught up in an email that I received, and there's videos on that. But so it's a conversation for either another time or watch those videos, because that's what that's all about. Which is really not what I wanted to get into today. But yeah, if you're looking to do that, if you know somebody who is able to sponsor your video, just you know, through personal knowledge or whatever, that's fine too. But be careful of what you're looking at. Anyway, so yeah, again, all of what I've just told you how to do is exactly what they're telling you how to do in the courses. Now, of course, in the course, I'm sure they're showing you diagrams and they're showing you all that stuff. But at the risk of saying you're paying a couple $100 or even under $100 to someone to tell you exactly what I just told you how to do, what did you need a course in it for? It's all play and learn. Trust me on this one. Doing any of this stuff is all play and learn. Screw it up once. Didn't like what you did? Delete it. Make another one if you want. Save it for yourself to show yourself what you did, and to show you what next time you want to do differently. Do that too. Once you put it up on the internet, be careful, because as they say, the saying goes, once it's out there, it's out there. someone might get a hold of it and keep a copy of it. Even though you delete it, someone else might get it. And the internet is forever, as they say, so be careful what you put out there. Someone may use it for the wrong reasons. Someone may cut up what you say and throw it back at you as though you said something you didn't mean to say. It happens. And some people, you know, they want to critique other people's videos, and that happens too. I was on that road myself, I guess, at one point, and I just made the decision that for now, that's not where I want to go with this. But I am doing some social media concepts like this one to tell you all about it, and I'm saying, well, I can create the awareness of that. So, you know, you can create, you can make the videos. You can make a video yourself about how you got started and what you did, and advice for the new person coming on, and tell them how to do what we all do here. And we all help each other as well. If you go into some lives and you know, as I've done a few lives that I've shown what I do and my background of what I use with some of them, and I have a live that I did for that. Go and use that. You know, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Everybody, if you got, there's no reason why somebody can't give some advice and say, hey, you know, how did you manage to do what you do? What does your studio look like? And you know, I basically rearranged this. My first videos that I did, my room was not set up for any plan to do any of that. So of course the room had a chair behind me, and so I decorated the chair because, you know, I needed a way to do all of that. The chair wasn't going anywhere. I had to do something with that chair, so I decorated it. And of course that's when this started happening, and I made flags, or I made the flag, the two original flags I had, and then I got these ones over time as well, and I have the flags I use for different occasions and different seasons and different things. And of course I've got all the Canadian ones, I've got a US one, and for you my UK audience, I do have a UK flag as well. So those will be showing up at different times for, I don't know, whatever different reasons, and I don't know where some of those flags are going to go at this point. This wall is filling up. Sometimes I don't have room for everything that I want to put there, but you know, I have a little fun with it. Maybe at Christmas time I will, or maybe for Halloween even, I'll do something a little decorative here directly for those holidays. I think I'd like to do that. And I did mention that back a long time ago too, but then, you know, my life got changed around, and now I have this space, and couldn't be happier with this is the way it is. Anyway, I've talked a long time on this video, longer than I probably have done on some of my other videos, but this is a topic that has become a, you know, how do you do it? What do you do? And so I thought I'd just do this video today as is. So anyway, if you watch this video all the way through, and you know, people get likes and everything, and if there's something you think I said wrong, put it in the comments. But if you can, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps my channel to grow, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody.